Hey, y'all. What's up? What's up? I wanted to come on here on She Sound Off to tell you what's on my mind. There's a lot of shit that's on my mind. I'm not even gonna front. Um, what I didn't know is when you were growing spiritually and starting to evolve and learn about your higher self, you go through the most shit. Staying aligned, I didn't realize was like the hardest shit I ever went through. It was harder than actually going through the shit that I went through in life. And that is because when you're in alignment, you recognize things more. So before, I would allow a situation to irritate me, to piss me off, to make me sad, to make me emotional. Being in alignment has allowed me to recognize those things before I get to those points. Recognize those triggers that get me upset. Recognize those triggers that get me angry. Recognize those things that pisses me off. And it's like I sometimes want to be petty. I sometimes want to be like, fuck all that. I just want to be my lower self because it's easier. You know? It's easier to snap the fuck off. And then 5 minutes later, you're done. It's easy to hear about some shit that happened and to be in your sad feeling, stuck in your sad feeling, allowing that to cause you to make all these different decisions that don't serve you. That shit's easy. But being in alignment, it's harder to, before you get to that moment, recognize what those triggers are. Okay, this person is irritating me. What about, break that shit down piece by piece? What about that? Are they going through something? Are they projecting? Did they really say something to hurt my feelings, or am I triggered from something similar to this that maybe happened a while back? Is this really something that I can do? Let me meditate on this. Let me think about this. Let me pray on this. Let me light a candle. Let me do something before I get to those emotions. That shit is harder than just being emotional. Real fucking talk. And I didn't realize that. I didn't know that before I started getting in alignment with myself, with my spirit. I didn't know how hard it was to stay aligned. I thought that once you get aligned, then that's all it took. But that's not the truth. However, what that has allowed me to do is make better choices. What that has allowed me to do is literally look at things from a different perspective. Now, I might have my lows where I'm feeling low, but before I get all the way to where I was before, I break things down, I pull shit out, and I analyze, and I break, I just break shit down deeper, because everything has a deeper meaning. Things of this earth, we might think is simple, but everything has deeper meaning. That's why they tell you to start realizing signs and learn how to interpret dreams, and learn how to read people's spirit, learn what a person's saying in between those lines that they're talking, the words that they say, read in between those lines, because most things of this world has a deeper meaning. A person is not going to really tell you how they feel. You have to search for that shit. And once you're in alignment, it won't be hard to search for it, because you'll already see. You'll have the gift of sight, or the gift, the gift to be able to look past the surface of a person. They look directly into their spirit. So lately, I've been noticing that I've been catching myself. I've been realizing my triggers, should I say. I've been noticing my triggers. I've been realizing them. And, with the help of Miss Asha Mayat, my spiritual sister, my mentor, my everything. I love that girl. Y'all don't even fucking understand. But with her help guiding me spiritually, I've been able to identify hard triggers. And before I get to a place where I'm ready to snap off, where I'm ready to just go all out, I identify those triggers and I understand them. I realize that sometimes it's not the situation, it's what triggered you to have a reaction in that situation. It's not that somebody, because a person could probably try to intentionally piss you off. But in recognizing your triggers, you recognize, like, you know, do they actually have that power over me, or I'm just being just as petty as they am? Am I acting in my lower self like they are? You know, it's a trip, and it's a fucking journey. You know what I mean? And like, I didn't realize how hard it is to stay in line. But I choose that over anything, because now I have clarity. Before I would be in a situation where I would be like, I don't know why this is happening. I don't know. And then it takes me it's a spiral. It's like a domino effect where one thing happened. And before I clean that thing up or face that thing, another thing happened. And then before I can fix that, another thing happened. And before you know it, I'm just a fucking hot ass mess. Now, when I'm faced with hardship or misunderstanding, before I allow that other domino to fall, I pick that motherfucker up and I break it down and I analyze it. And I realize, because everything we do, every reaction that we have is off of a trigger. And we're going to have them no matter what we do. I don't care how aligned you are. There are going to be triggers. The difference in being able to identify those triggers so that it won't determine your reaction to a situation. Because we all know a situation is what it is, 1% and 99% of how you react to it. 1% of the situation and 99% of how you react to it. And before you can get there, you have to realize what the fuck is triggering you to feel emotional about that situation. And it's okay to be emotional, but to analyze it and to break it down and to say, what could I do moving forward? What could I have done differently for moving forward? And also, how can I be of service? How can I allow this situation to service me? And how can I be of service to that situation? That's what I'm basically in the middle of. So that's on my mind. I wanted to say that because it's been crazy. Like, I've been boggled down for 2 days over something that has been harping over me. And when I had the conversation and I realized it's not the situation, it's how I'm handling the situation that's determining how I feel about it. It changed the whole trajectory of, my emotions towards it. So, just check that out, y'all. Check that. Check your triggers. Figure out what your triggers are. Figure out how you can find a source, a person around you that can help you identify what those triggers is, whether it be a therapist, whether it be an open-hearted family member, because I don't know how many times that we have, needed to talk to a family member and their advice had you worse off than you was before. You went to them for some fucking advice and the next thing you know, you even madder. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful on who you talk to, but find someone to talk to. Find someone find someone to talk to you that will help you identify those triggers and to, help you learn who your higher self is and how to get there. Another thing I was listening to was somebody's live and they were talking about spending time with yourself. One thing that I was not accustomed to is spending time with myself, because I've always said I'm an extrovert. I put that in my head. I told myself I was an extrovert. Not that extroverts and introverts are not an actual personality trait, or I don't even know the definition of them, but you are who you say you are. And so I had to take that out of my head and I had to extract that mindset from me, from my inner self, and say, I'm not an introvert, I'm not an extrovert. I need to spend time with myself. I need to learn who I am so that I can continue on the spiritual walk, so I can continue on the spiritual journey, so I can actually indulge in myself, learn what makes me tick, learn what makes me happy, learn what makes me sad, learn what makes me inspired, learn what makes me grow, learn what my triggers are, learn what my behaviors are, good and bad, good or bad meaning, whether it serves me or whether it don't serve me. Because what I've learned is the pendulum swings both ways. There is going to be good and there is going to be bad. But figure out what serves you so you can release that shit. And in order for me to do that, I had to spend quality time with myself. And I do plan on spending more time with myself because I'm learning so much fucking information about myself that I didn't even know. It's like I literally unlearned everything that I knew before, and I'm downloading a whole new motherfucking a whole new mind, a whole new world in my head and in my spirit. So anyway, I just wanted to get that out. What's on your mind, y'all? The new podcast will be coming, so make sure you check it out. Go look at the old podcast. Go through, look at the other videos, and give me some feedback. Holler at me. Bye.